I want to talk to you today about he who sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. A person who will send a message by the hand of a fool hasn't really done their thinking. When we send a message by somebody, we have to make sure that person is a dependable person, they have good morals, they understand what life is about, and they have a sense of responsibility. But a fool doesn't have any of those. So a person who sends a message by that kind of a person is looking for trouble. That's why the proverb says, he cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. Cutting off one's own feet means you might as well have gone by yourself and sent that message. But when it's sent out by a fool, then you have no recourse whatsoever. The fool is in charge of this message and you can't stop it. If the fool misrepresents you, then you've got to deal with a lot of problems, and that's what it means when it says cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. Violence is something that none of us like to experience. But when a fool is engaged with something, that's what's going to happen. You know, there's another proverb that says, let a man meet a bear robbed of her cubs rather than a fool in his folly. So, when you do something, be sure you get the right person to do it. And this goes also for advice. Don't just take any free advice. Listen to me. People who take free advice are causing themselves to get into trouble. And then they want to blame the person who gave them the free advice. But look, do you seriously think that people are going to put a lot of effort into considering your decision when they aren't getting something for it? No. You get what you pay for. So when you want something good, go ahead and pay for it. What if somebody came up to you right now and they said, get a divorce? Well, of course, you would say, what are you talking about? Okay, maybe you're not even married. And you would say, you don't even know my situation. You don't know if I'm married or not. You don't know what's going on in my life. And so this is the same thing about a person who gives free advice. They don't bother to understand your situation. You want to know that the person is going to devote effort into what you want them to do. So be willing to pay something because you want to get something of value. You get what you pay for. I know of a person who has a doctor friend. And this doctor friend just gave him some free advice when he had some pain in his stomach area. The doctor said, well, it's a gallbladder problem, and that's relatively simple to take care of. You just go get it cut out. We do it all the time. Well, this person went over to the hospital that the doctor recommended, and somebody interviewed him. It was a doctor in a white coat. He looked very expertish. And he looked at it real quickly, heard the story. He said, we have to take it out. And the person who I know said, what do you mean you have to take it out? He said, yes, this is something that we do all the time. And so we are not fools here, so we have to just take it out. So do you want us to take it out tomorrow or the next day? And this sounds to me like a used car salesman, actually. So this person who I know said, oh, wait a minute, what if there's some bad effects from this? I mean, you have one gallbladder. And the doctor just looked at his computer screen and said, well, that can be managed. And so this is coming into another area where hospitals now are not that interested in healing, at least in America, but in managing disease, because that's where the money comes from. And this particular hospital was the #1 hospital in the United States for doing gallbladder surgeries. They had a lot to gain for every gallbladder that they cut out. Well, this person did not do it because he knew that these people had something to gain for getting him on a table, putting him into unconsciousness, and then removing this organ of his. He only has one in his life, right? So he declined that, and he turned down his doctor's friend advice, and who got mad at him, by the way. He didn't like that he didn't listen to him. But in a matter of time, this person's gallbladder was healed. And of course, he gave glory to God for healing him. And so I would want you to know, don't just think that the experts know everything. They don't know what you think they know. I want you to be safe. I want you to be secure, happy, healthy, prosperous. These things are all yours, but you have to do your own thinking. Nobody's going to do your thinking for you, not even God. So, I know also of another person who actually had a problem that was related to money and didn't know where to invest it. So he found a person who was an advisor, financial advisor. He had a package of things to sell. And this person I know didn't know that he was trying to sell him something else. But the man came over and told him he should sell his other investments. Well, he took this free advice and lost $7,000 because of this free advice. We don't want to just listen to what people say for free. That'll lead us into trouble. Let's give something and expect something good in return. Something good is going to happen to you because you have the wisdom, you have the knowledge, you want to know what the right thing to do is. And I'm so glad that we could meet today. Thanks for coming, and I want to meet with you again, so I'll look for you in the next video. I'm AJ. See you next time.